Good morning and happy Monday. It is April 13th, 2020, and I just wanted to start the video by introducing the newest member of our family. And just because you might hear him barking in the background or making some noise, and you might say, Mr. Nielsen, what's going on in your house? So as you can see, we adopted a puppy and we named him Crew, like our crew, the pirate crew, all right? So I just wanted to introduce him, say hi to everybody. You'll see him on Zoom if you Zoom with us, all right? But if not, and you hear some stuff in the background, it's just this little puppy running around, okay? All right. Go have fun. All right, so we are getting started with Monday's math lesson. It is lesson 12.6, okay? And it's called Describing Shapes in the Environment. So this one's gonna be about different shapes that you might see in your house, on your tables, under tables, all those kind of places that you will find objects around the house, different shapes, okay, 2D and 3D. So I am going to share my screen. We are going to watch our visual learning, and we are going to get right to it. Oh, let me get to the right. Here we go. All right, let's start it.
How can you describe the positions of shapes in the environment?
Let's find out.
So they're talking about positions today. Now, when we learned about positions, it was way back at the beginning of the school year when you were really small kindergartners, right? Now you're so big, you're almost first graders. You know all about positions already, but they're going to talk about shapes now and where they are in position to something else. So we talked about things like in front of or behind, okay? So my phone is behind my hand here for your sake, all right? From what you're seeing there, my phone is behind my hand. Now my phone is in front of my hand here, okay? So from what you're seeing, my phone was in front, my phone was behind. Now my phone is next to my hand, okay? So different things you can see, different things you know about already, words that we've learned, different positions. So we're just gonna go over them and talk about shapes now as well.
What shapes do the objects have?
So what shapes do the objects in this picture have? All right, so I see a couple different shapes. I see this right here. I'm putting my mouse on it. If you can see, shout it out. What is this shape? It's a clock, but what shape is it? Okay, if you're saying circle, then yes, you are right. That is a circle. Okay, then we have these pictures on the wall over here. What shape is that? We have this ball of yarn down here. I see a table top right here. The top of this table is a different shape. Let's see what you can tell. All right, what can you see? Let's hear it, let's hear it. All right, let's see what you got.
You could say the clock has the shape of a circle. The ball of yarn has the shape of a sphere. The table has the shape of a cylinder. And the picture has the shape of a rectangle.
So, the picture has the shape of a rectangle. Now, if you said that picture's a square, you'd still be right, okay? Because remember, rectangles can be squares, okay? A square, this right here, 4 sides, 4 vertices, all 4 sides are the same. Well, a rectangle can be the same thing here with 4 sides and 4 vertices, all right? So this is also a square. Good, if you said square, you are right, okay? They said this clock was a circle. This table here has the shape of a cylinder. Okay, and then they said this ball of yarn on the ground is a sphere because it's circular, right? But remember, it's not a flat shape. If it looks like that in the picture, you have to know, right, that it's a ball of yarn and the ball is a sphere. Okay, so sometimes we got to use our brains to try to figure out if something's flat or if something is not flat. If it's 3D, if you can hold it, right, it's thicker, you can touch it, like that ball of yarn.
Which object is behind the chair? The yarn or the cat?
Okay, so it says, which object is behind the chair? The yarn or the cat? Yell it out. Oh, I hope you got this one right. Let's see.
The cat is behind the chair.
Oh, I know you got that. If you got that one right, give me an oh yeah.
Where is Emily standing? You could say,
so they just asked in general there, where is this girl Emily standing? Now you can say she's standing, maybe you said she's standing next to this chair. What else could you say? She's standing behind something. What is she standing behind? What is she standing on top of? Because I see she's probably standing on top of something as well. Oh, I bet if you said that, you're probably right. Let's see.
Emily is standing next to the chair. Where is Emily standing now?
Okay, so now she's standing kind of in the same spot, but maybe just a little bit more. They changed her position just a little bit so that you have a different answer this time. So last time they wanted you to say she's next to the chair, but we know that she was also standing other places, right? You can be standing more than one place. You can be standing next to something and behind something and on top of something. You can be doing that all at the same time, okay? So where is she standing now is what it's asking. Where is she standing right now? Tell your mom, tell your dog, tell your brother, tell your puppy if you have a puppy at home. Tell your cat, where is she standing?
Now Emily is standing behind the table.
Okay, so she's standing behind the table now, but she was behind the table in the last picture too. She was just a little more over here. She was behind the table to us from what we were seeing. She's also standing on top of this carpet from what I'm seeing. She's still next to the chair. Okay, so all those things are still right. If you are saying those, if those are your answers, you're still right.
Who is sitting in front of the chair?
Ooh, who is sitting in front of the chair? Is there a girl in front of the chair? Is there a boy in front of the chair? What is it?
The boy is sitting in front of the chair.
I'm sure you got that right.
Now you know how to describe the positions of shapes in the environment.
Okay, so today's lesson and the practice that we're about to do is describing the shapes. Let me get out the interactive one. Where the shapes are, the position of the shapes in your environment. So like I said, if you see, I saw somebody last week do a great job of showing me different shapes in the environment. There were a couple kids. I saw Knox. His mom sent me an email with all these different hexagons all around his community. He went for a nature walk or just went outside to get some fresh air, and he saw hexagons outside. Then I had Gracie come on, and she showed me a cone. And you know what she said a cone was? The top of a pencil. So the pencil point, that a cone was at the top of it. And she was so right, and it was such a great example. So they're everywhere. They are everywhere. If you have other examples and you want to show me, feel free to jump on Zoom. You can show me some of your stuff. You can email it if you want, whatever you want to do. You don't have to, but it's just a fun way to find different shapes in the environment. Okay? So we are not doing this page, but if you have your book with you, we are turning to page 486. Okay, I'm going to give you a minute now. 486. All right, 486. 486. If you have that, I should have told you earlier. Pause the video if you need to. I'll give you some time. 486. All right. So let's do this one now, all right? Number one, again, it's all about positions today, okay? So we're talking about things in front, behind, under, over, all that kind of stuff. And I know you know it, okay? You're super smart. Here we go. Have your pencil ready. Number one says, have students mark an X on the object that is next to the pencil that looks like a rectangle. So I need you to mark an X on the object that's next to the pencil. Now, next to it on the table, remember this table is laying flat, so to you, it might look like it's kind of above the pencil, kind of, but it's also next to it, right? Because if the table here is flat, so it's next to it. And it's shaped like a rectangle, so what is it? All right, I hope you put an X right here over that green notebook, because that was next to the pencil. Okay, it's right next to it, and it's a rectangle. So now I want you to draw an object that looks like a square in front of the mug. Huh, it kind of looks like they already did it. Maybe in your book, the book was already X'd out too. On my screen, it's hard to tell. All right, but I see they already put a square here. They kind of put a traceable square. So if you want to go ahead and trace that square there, that square is in front of the mug. All right. Now I want you to draw an object that looks like a cone next to the table. I'm going to give you some time here. Take your pencil, draw a cone next to the table. And I want to see some great drawings here. All right. Let's see if I can make a cone. Okay, now remember, this is a triangle. All right. But to make a cone, watch what I do. I just make a little scoop like that. You know, if you want to make your cone, all right, it kind of looks like a cone. Don't laugh at Mr. Nielsen's drawings, okay? I'm trying to draw my cone here on my screen. All right, you can make an ice cream cone. All right, you could have done this if you wanted. All right, and there's my ice cream cone. And then we all know there's a spear on top because that's an ice cream cone and then a spear for your ice cream, all right? So I hope one of your pictures looks like that. If you drew a cone, give yourself a thumbs up. Give me 2 thumbs up, actually. If you drew that right and yours look like mine, great job, right? Number 2, here we go, number 2, all right? It says you are going to, first you're gonna name the shapes that are in this picture. So what is this that I'm pointing to right here? This one on the screen, if you can see it, what am I pointing to right here? Okay, if you said it's a sphere, you got it right. Great job. All right. And you can also talk to me about where this sphere is. Okay, so it's kind of near the boy. All right, it's not like necessarily right next to him, but it's close to him. Okay, it's inside this sandbox. It's next to the castle. Okay, it's kind of next to this wall over here too. However you want to describe the position of that, there's many ways you can do it, okay? So now you can tell me what I actually want you to draw. I want you to draw an X now on the object that is in front of the sandcastle that looks like a cylinder. If you think you can find that, draw an X on it. Draw an X on it. It looks like a cylinder, and it's in front of the sandcastle. I think it's right here. And if you drew an X on that hat that looks like a cylinder, great job. 2 thumbs up. You rock. Okay? Next one says, have students draw an object that looks like a sphere besides this boy named Jackson. All right? Maybe like Jackson, like in our class. Okay? And then you're just going to draw a sphere next to him. So this sphere right here, this is kind of near him, but not really next to him. Why don't you draw one next to him, okay? And let's see. Am I going to draw it down here? No, okay? Because that's not really next to him. All right, next to him means right next to him. On this side, maybe you want it on this side. Okay, it's right next to him. He can touch it if he just reached out and put his hand next to him. All right, he'd be able to touch that ball because it's right next to him. All right, and then an object that looks like a rectangle next to the sandbox. So now I want you to draw an object that looks like a rectangle next to the sandbox. Okay, next to the sandbox, draw a rectangle. I'll give you a minute here. And here we go. I'm going to draw some rectangles, okay? So here's a rectangle next to the sandbox. Here's a rectangle next to the sandbox because they just want it next to it. So it could have been over here. You could say, Mr. Nielsen, I drew it over here. Okay? Wherever you drew it, it could be next to the sandbox, all right? You could have drew it over here, all right? Those are all examples. You only had to draw one next to the sandbox. I drew 5, okay, just to show you next to it. As long as it is next to it, it can be on either side, all right? As long as it is next to the sandbox, all right? That's what we want, all right? Great job. I'm sure you got those all right. All right, good job. Okay, now let's go to the next page. And there's only 2 left. Then you're done for the day, all right? So Here you go. Number 3 says, have students point to objects in the picture and name each shape. So if you're sitting at home and you know what this shape is up here, I want you to yell it out. This one right here. Yell this shape out for me. If you know that that's a triangle, great job. You're pretty smart. What about this one down here, this red one? If you know this is a cylinder, you're right. Oh, what about this one right here? It's orange. It looks like something that goes in the street. Sometimes maybe when you're trying to block something, you put it out there. It's a cone. Good job. What about this one? I know I'm using a lot of toilet paper right now, or paper towels for my new puppy. And I wonder what shape these paper towels are. What shape are these paper towels? If you know it, yell it out. Cylinder. Good job. And I see this blue one here. Wow, this is cool. Who knows what this blue shape is right here up top? It is a, well, if you said funnel, okay, some of you might have been super smart and said funnel, Mr. Nielsen. Okay, yes, it is a funnel, but what shape is it? It's the shape of a cone, okay? So, yes, sometimes we know what things are and they have different names, but we're just talking about the shape of it, okay? And the shape of it is a cone. Just like this here, what is this shape? Oh, this one down here and this one, I think they were all the same. This is a cylinder. Good, I hope you got that one right. All right, let's see. All right, I want you to draw around a circle around the objects that look like a cylinder and mark an X on the objects that look like a cone. So circle all the cylinders in this picture and mark an X on all the cones. Let's see what you got. And then I'm going to do it and see if you got it right. If you can find, circle the cylinders and put an X on the cones. All right, I'm going to zoom out a little bit here and get my stuff ready. Here we go. All right, I'm going to do the cylinders first. Circle the cylinders. If you circled it, you should have had 4 circles. Go ahead and check your work. Make sure you have 4. All right, here we go. I'm going to circle the first one because we already talked about this one. We talked about this one. We talked about this one, and there's one more that we did not talk about. If you think you know which one it is, I hope you're pointing to it on your screen. It is this paint can that's definitely a cylinder. All right, now we need to talk about the cones, and the cones are the ones we're going to put an X on. All right, so we talked about this one, cone. We talked about this one, cone. Do you see any other cones in this picture? I'm going to double check. I do not see any other cones. All right, we said this is a triangle up here. That's not a cone. Good job. I hope you got those right. All right, nice and easy. Here we go. Number 4. Let's do number 4 together, then you're done. Have students mark an X on the object below the tree that looks like a rectangle. Which object is below the tree that also looks like a rectangle? All right, I hope you're marking an X on this right here. No, not that, okay? It said below the tree and a rectangle, so that's this red wagon. That's a rectangle, and it is below the tree. Hope you got that right, okay? Now it says they want you to draw an object that looks like a triangle behind the fence. Oh, and it says a circle above the tree. So I want you to draw a circle above the tree and a triangle behind the fence. So I'll give you a second here. Draw a circle above the tree and draw a triangle behind the fence. Let's see. I'm going to draw my circle above the tree. There it is. And then it says a triangle behind the fence. If you drew a triangle behind the fence, it's probably back here, all right? Back here, maybe behind the fence. It's kind of hard to draw something behind because you're really drawing it, right? If you're drawing it here, you could say, well, that's behind, all right? But just draw it back here, and we'll say that it's behind it, all right? It's kind of hard when you're drawing to make something look behind, all right? But my triangle is behind the fence, okay? And just do your best on that one. All right, then I want you to name the shape of objects in the picture and use position words and their location. So, one more time here. Tell me where this is and what this is. Yell it out. Tell me what it is. What shape is this up here? Where is it? It's a circle and it is above the tree. Good. Okay, what about this one down here? It's and it is where? It's a rectangle and it is below the tree. Good job. And we talked about this one. This is a triangle and it is where? Behind the fence. Great job today, boys and girls. When you are done, okay, you are just going to do in Pearson Realize, you are going back and doing your My Work. You're going to do the practice buddy and the quick check. And that's it for today, okay? I hope you enjoyed the rest of your Monday. Have a great day.